everybody. I am back with another Back to Basics, Stampin' Up, paper crafting, how does it all work kind of video. But first, my name is Wendy. I'm a retired elementary art educator, but I always say once an art teacher, always an art teacher. I'm here to help you and sometimes your kids get creative, get crafty, and bring out your inner artist. I am also a Stampin' Up demonstrator. Stampin' Up is the premier paper crafting and stamp company out there. The most beautiful stuff is at Stampin' Up, I do believe, and very functional as well. So, and I represent them. So, today I've already talked about all sorts of things like how paper crafting, the paper we use, the stamps we use, the different kinds of stamps that are out there, things like that. Today we're going to talk about ink pads, Stampin' Up ink pads, and how, if they start to dry out, which sometimes it happens, what to do. It's going to be a very short video today, so I'm going to flip the camera and we're going to take a look. Okay, and that is very bright. Let me turn it down a little bit. There we go. Okay, so first of all, Stampin' Up inks are found in our annual catalog or online. If you go to stampinup.com, you will find you will, excuse me, let me back up. If you go to wendycraig.stampinup.net, you will get my site if you want to shop with me. But if you just want to look around, go to stampinup.com and type in inks, and you'll see all of the ink pads. But we do have an annual catalog, which is good until May. Another one comes out in May. And you'll find our inks and all of our colors on page 122 toward the back of the book in the Accessories and More section. And these are all the colors that we have. And we're not going to talk about that. I've already talked about the color families. You can find one of my older videos and learn all about our different color families and how that works. But we're just going to talk about the ink pads themselves. Now, a lot of my ink pads, I've been doing Stampin' Up for a long, long time. And as you can see, these ink pads look a little bit different. Okay? These are the newer ink pads that Stampin' Up, they changed their design. I still have a lot of the old ones. So you'll see me use those sometimes in my videos. Same colors, they're just the different design. And what's great about Stampin' Up ink pads, in my view, is they last forever. I've had these over 10 years, this old type. The newer ones, the reason I have newer ones is they're new colors that came out, and they weren't in the old pads. Now, if you come across any of the old ink pads, the way you open them is you hold it top up to you, and you push, and you flip, and slide. And then you can do whatever you need to with your ink pad. To close it, you pull it toward you, flip, and slide. Okay? The newer ink pads, you lift instead of slide or pulling it towards you. You lift, flip it all the way open, and slide. Okay? And to close it, slide and flip until it clicks. Okay, so those are the two kinds of pads. Now, where to find certain colors? Let's say this pad is Bermuda Bay. If you were to want Bermuda Bay, it's right here in the Brights collection. You find it right here along with, this is where you can order everything Bermuda Bay. You can order cardstock that's in the same color, the classic Stampin' Pad, which would be the new version of this one, the refill, and the blends. Now, the blends I talked about in another, those are alcohol markers. Talked about those in another video. But we're going to talk about the refill. Now, yes, even Stampin' Up markers do start to lose their juiciness, if you will, after several years. Mine, like I said, I've been using this for 10 years. I've maybe only re-inked it 1 or 2 times. Okay, that's not bad. So, to re-ink You order the little reinkers, and it is tons of ink in these little bottles. Okay, and I showed you where to order them, right there, right underneath the ink pads. And to do the re-inking, here's what you do. You obviously take the cap off. This is how I do it. I'm sure there's different ways, but you squirt the ink out, and I don't know if you can see that. You kind of can't see that. See that line of ink? Okay, you squirt it all around, get toward the edge. Whoops, might even go off the edge. And then some in the middle, go in different directions. Okay, so you can kind of see where I put that. Okay, don't need a lot. You can always go back and do more. And then you need a piece of cardboard. I just use, different packaging in the back of a pack of paper or a notepad. You get those. I just cut myself a piece, and you can see I've used this one a lot. And you just kind of press that ink in there. Just make sure it gets all the way to the edge. I'm going to put it down. It's easier. And that is how you re-ink. Easy peasy. If you go to use that ink and it wasn't enough, add some more. And I am, like I said, these are about 10 years old, the old ink pads that I have, and I am slowly finally having to buy re-inkers for these that have been around for over 10 years. Some of them are still juicy, even after 10 years. So they will last you a long time before you have to re-ink. But it's a good idea to have the re-inkers, because nothing worse than wanting to use a color and you can't because it's too dry. Okay? It's a good idea to have them. And they come in all the different colors. Here we go. See? Okay. So I hope that was helpful, learning about what re-inkers are and how you use them. And if you have any questions, let me know. I appreciate you watching, and bye.